A quiet but profound shift is underway along the Red Sea's western coast. For decades, Eritrea was defined by isolation and conflict, seen as a pariah turning its back on the world. But today, that perception is rapidly changing. Eritrea is re-emerging, not with fanfare but with calculated moves that are making it a central player in a critical maritime corridor. The Horn of Africa is in flux, and Eritrea's long strategic coastline is at the heart of this transformation. Global powers are taking notice, seeing in Eritrea a rare stability in a volatile region. This stability, once a reason for its isolation, is now its greatest asset. Eritrea is becoming pivotal. Its choices will shape trade, security, and the balance of power across the Red Sea. This transformation is no accident, but the result of a deliberate long-term strategy by the government in Asmara. The peace agreement with Ethiopia in 2018 signaled a new chapter, unlocking economic and diplomatic opportunities. Eritrea is leveraging its geography and political discipline to attract investment and build alliances on its own terms. The quiet game changer of the Red Sea is making its move, and the world is watching. Geography is destiny, and Eritrea's is unmatched. With over 1,250 kilometers of Red Sea coastline, it sits opposite the Arabian Peninsula and overlooks the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, a choke point for global trade and energy. This location places Eritrea at the crossroads of Africa, the Middle East, and the Indian Ocean, making it vital for trade and security. The Dahlak Archipelago offers natural harbors, making Eritrea attractive for naval bases and global powers seeking a foothold. Eritrea's ports are a gateway for landlocked Ethiopia, giving Asmara leverage in regional economics. The 2018 peace deal reopened Ethiopian access to Massawa and Assab, reducing dependence on Djibouti. In an era of great power competition, Eritrea's proximity to the Bab el-Mandeb makes it impossible to ignore. A stable Eritrea can guarantee maritime security. An unstable one could threaten it. Its long coastline is now the foundation of its future power. Eritrea's Red Sea ambition centers on its two main ports, Massawa and Assab. Massawa, with its deep-water harbor, is being revitalized as a commercial and strategic gateway. Assab, near the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, is even more significant. Once a Soviet and UAE military base, it's a prized asset for foreign powers. Ethiopia's access to these ports is a national priority, giving Eritrea leverage for economic concessions and investment. Eritrea's strategy is to modernize these ports, attract international shipping, and create jobs, without ceding control. The goal: world-class facilities serving both Eritrea and the region, cementing its role as a key maritime hub. These ports are being polished for a grand return to the center of Red Sea, commerce and strategy. Eritrea is determined to remain the master of its own assets. Eritrea's foreign policy is defined by one principle: sovereignty first. Forged in its long struggle for independence, Eritrea refuses alliances that compromise its autonomy. It engages with global powers on its own terms, preferring discreet transactional diplomacy over public alliances. The UAE's use of Assab port is a model. Eritrea provided access in exchange for support, but never became a client state. This approach frustrates outsiders, but it maximizes Eritrea's leverage and keeps its options open. As interest in Eritrea grows, Asmara balances competing offers, extracting investment and support while resisting outside control. The art of Eritrean statecraft is using its assets to secure independence, not dependency. This quiet diplomacy is not isolationism, but a sophisticated strategy for survival. Eritrea's challenge is to benefit from global attention without becoming a pawn. The Red Sea is once again a stage for global competition, a new great game. The US, China, Gulf states, Turkey, and Iran all vie for influence, turning Eritrea into a strategic prize. For the UAE and Saudi Arabia, Eritrea offers a stable base to secure the Bab el-Mandeb and counter rivals. For Turkey, Qatar, Russia, and China, Eritrea is a gateway to challenge Western dominance. Eritrea plays these powers off each other, extracting deals for port access and investment while maintaining flexibility. But this balancing act is risky. Too many competing interests can breed instability. Eritrea's goal: host the game, not play for someone else. So far, it's used this competition to its advantage, turning geography into political and economic gains. Eritrea's ambitions go beyond short-term deals. They're about building a self-reliant, prosperous nation. The government's vision, Warse Yika Alo, is rooted in economic independence and national resilience. Every decision, from port development to diplomacy, is measured against this goal. Eritrea is leveraging its assets to attract investment in ports, mining, fisheries, and tourism, aiming for a diversified economy. Its mineral wealth and pristine coastline offer untapped potential. Economic strength is seen as the foundation for true sovereignty and regional influence. Partnership with Ethiopia is central. An integrated Horn of Africa, with Eritrea as its maritime gateway, could resist outside interference. Eritrea's long game is about securing a legacy of independence and viability. Now, it's ready to engage the world from a position of strength. The world is waking up to a new reality in the Red Sea. Eritrea, once a footnote, is now a key geopolitical actor, modernizing ports, practicing sophisticated diplomacy, and commanding global attention. This is the start of a fundamental shift in regional power. Eritrea's rise forces neighbors and global powers to recalculate their strategies. Its sovereignty-first approach demands respect and negotiation, not patronage. Eritrea could anchor a more stable, prosperous Horn of Africa, shaping the future of the Red Sea. The era of ignoring Eritrea is over. The era of engagement has begun. Eritrea's quiet moves are redrawing the map of one of the world's most important